This is so exciting. This has been a very hard secret to keep for the last 18 months, but we can announce today that a brand new Stargate series is coming to Prime Video.
What?
Brad, this shouldn't be news to you.
Oh, right, it isn't, but it is great news.
It is a brand new chapter. It's its own unique chapter in the Stargate universe. So for us, it's incredibly important that obviously everyone watching this Zoom, everyone that's like getting excited about this announcement will love the show.
Thank you for bringing this straight to the fans. Thank you for the Stargate that you've made in the past. And I think I can speak for Fandom. Thank you for Stargate in the future as well.
Yeah, thank you guys.
We'll talk soon.
Martin's involved in this?
He sold the idea to the studio.
Now, if the Air Force didn't want it to happen, they wouldn't have let it go this far.
Plausible deniability. In the event of a future breach of security, we'll be able to point to this television program.
We finally got all the wires hooked up and plugged in. It's been a day, but we are back.
Man, oh man. I am glad to see you. I've got to let everyone know about what that was that you just saw. That was made by one of my graphics artists, Bryce Orrs. He is a sick genius, and he decided to put together this Stargate announcement SGC reaction video. And he won the internet for Friday, November the 21st. And he just continually blows me away. It's the funniest. Brad Wright was like, that's the funniest thing. He laughed out loud.
Brad said he laughed out loud.
He did.
Yeah.
And
it was, yeah, it's perfect.
It was perfect. And I'm really thankful that he works for us. Because he's very dangerous. All right, I have in my presence here Tommy Valentine, formerly of The Companion, and Micah Miller. Micah, can you tilt your camera down a little bit, please, buddy? Thank you, sir. Yes, Stargate fan and gamer. How are we doing, guys?
Couldn't be happier.
Couldn't be happier.
Over the moon.
All right, Darren, you want to take it away for Tommy? Catch up.
Tommy, I haven't seen you in a long time. So Tommy Valentine, folks will know previously of The Companion. So you have lots of Stargate content excitement in your background, but what have you been up to lately?
Besides reproducing.
Very lately, yes, reproducing. I've
Married and
just
reproducing.
become a father. So
Congratulations.
I had no idea that when I found out there would be a new Stargate show, it would still be the second best thing of that month. But yeah, here we are. It's a close second though. So yeah, I've been busy. I've been good, and I've been missing the Stargate fandom. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for having me, guys.
Just wait until baby's old enough to watch Stargate with you.
I know.
That's a trip. That's a trip. Micah, welcome.
Micah and I were conspiring together to create a project a few months back for episode 250, which ultimately I think, Micah, was it 249?
I don't remember.
Exactly. Yeah. But
I think it was. I think it was 250.
He is a gamer, and we were privileged to have access to the source files for the original Stargate SG-1, The Alliance. And what you enhanced some of what did you do?
So
you are that evil genius.
Yeah, so I got my hands on it. I got my hands on it. I was told this doesn't run on anything newer than Windows XP, and me and a close friend of mine, we dug into it and reverse engineered it. We got it running on Windows 11, and then I went in and tweaked as much as I could to make it look as presentable as possible. So all of those gameplay videos that you saw, they were all in 16 by 9 modern 1080p resolution. They looked as good as possible. I made sure the text fit and got gameplay footage that where the game didn't break in some unforeseen way, because it was an unfinished game, unfortunately. But that was a very fun project. It took a couple weeks. So just digging in, learning about Unreal Engine and all sorts of stuff. But yeah, I'm very, very proud of how that turned out.
So I'm showing the video right now that we shot for episode 249 of Dial the Gate. And people are probably asking, what the hell is this? Can you fill us in on what the Alliance was and how old you were?
So I was 8 years old back when this happened, but I mean, most any gamer who's a Stargate fan understands that Stargate SG-1 would have fit perfectly in the setting of a first-person shooter, and fans are not the only one that thought of that. It also came to the heads of people who ran a game studio back in the 2000s. So they had gotten the license to Stargate SG-1, and they were working on a game for a couple of years called The Alliance. It was supposed to take place during season 8. And unfortunately, due to corpo politics and other unforeseen things, it kind of slipped through the cracks and never really saw the light of day, unfortunately. So that's why I was 8 years old, and I remember I was really looking forward to the game because even though I was super young, I was still gaming quite heavily back then. But I remember hearing that it was canceled, and that was like the first time I ever knew that games could be canceled. They didn't always come out. So that was kind of a sad day, but it was very cathartic for me to be able to go in and unearth this thing and kind of give you a glimpse as to what could have been, right?
And that's all it was. You gave us an idea of what could have happened. How many hours did you spend on that, and what exactly did you do? You made it playable at what, 60 frames per second? You made it playable in a way that it couldn't have been seen when it came out, right?
1080p, 60 frames per second and beyond. A lot of what I did, I probably spent maybe 100 hours over a month. I didn't slave away per se, but I did. It definitely was a lot of experimentation with, I'll try this thing to see if it maybe looks a little bit better, boot up the game, see how it looks. I think biggest thing that I was super proud of was I had moved the heads-up display, because back then widescreen and gaming hadn't really become fully cohesed just yet. So the HUD would get cut off on the top and bottom of the screen, but I had gone in and figured out how to tweak that so it all fits on the screen and displayed as intended. And then some things just came down to opening up the Unreal Editor and tweaking the maps, updating them, making sure they looked as good as they could. So yeah, it was quite not a super involved project, but it was still quite involved. I luckily have a fair bit of background with modding and stuff like that. So
it's such a shame that this thing never came out. The voice acting was 95% completed.
I think it was 100%, but I have not compared the dialogue to the script, but I'm pretty sure it was like it was all there. They had all the lines that they intended to use from the actors. I think they just needed additional voice talent for background characters and stuff.
Ben Lenzo, the CEO of Perception, who developed this title, I approached him with this, and he was like, "Do it." And so we were able to give a taste of what the game could have been, and satiate some hungry Stargate fans. So thank you, man, for making that happen.
Oh, it was my pleasure. And you know what's beautiful about it is I went into that thinking, this is maybe the last unturned stone as far as new Stargate stuff goes. And then not even 6 months later, and here we are.
And from the Brad Wright canon.
Here we are.
Yeah, from the Brad Wright canon, yeah.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you, Micah, for doing this project. Even though the game didn't come out back in 2004, whenever it was, it's still such an important piece of Stargate history.
Oh, absolutely.
So yeah, you've done us all a great service in helping to clean it up and get this presentation.
Darren, can you put the link to 249 in the or it was 3? Is it 249 or 349? I've lost count. I think
Must be 3 because you're well into the 300s by
My
now.
gosh. Can you please put the link to that in the description below?
Yeah, we'll put the link to that in the video description.
The GateWorld, this is an exclusive GateWorld stream tonight because Dial the Gate is borked, and we will.
You want to talk about this for a minute?
I will
Tell
get
people
to it
what happened?
once we stop mistreating Tommy. So, Tommy,
Fine.
what do you think of this news?
Oh my God. I'm still in shock, like I'm sure many of us are. It's one of those weird things. When I was working with the companion, this is something we spoke about on a daily basis. What would this world look like when this news comes out? How will we react to it? What can we do to make it happen? This was constantly on our minds. And it's weird where now that it's here, it feels so different to every permutation and version I had of this moment in my head. I sort of now don't know how to react to it. I don't really know what to do. I guess there's nothing to do for now, which is kind of easy enough to cope with. But it's just great, right? It's the fact that the version of this that we're getting is probably the best version that we could have got. There may be a slight tweak to how it could be better. Maybe that's just out now. Other than that, like we're living in the best version of the parallel universes where this is slightly different, right? So yeah, I'm just stoked.
It feels like it's 2009 again, and we're excited for SGU, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, very much. There's so much there to mine, and we're going to have plenty of time to deal with catching up on our emotions for how we feel about this. But the thing is that the fandom's already established, and we're all together. So it's exciting to be here with all of you, and all we're going to do, our entire mandate, and I think I speak for Darren as well, is to enjoy the ride and expand the tent as much as we can, and as deliberately as we can over the next several months that we do this. So I hope that these series of fan roundtables are just going to continue, but we wanted to produce a couple this week, one right after the other for the announcement. And Tommy, Micah, thank you for being here to kick us off.
My honor.
Super excited. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Absolutely. Darren, I want to hang with you for just a second here. So Michael Shanks is going to be, you guys can minimize, you're good. Michael Shanks is going to be joining us on GateWorld tomorrow. Well, he was going to be joining us on GateWorld, but that had to change because I'm locked out of my live streams for the weekend. But 10 a.m. Pacific time on another channel, Wormhole Extremists, Michael is going to be on for his third GateWorld interview, and he has something to say about it right here.
Hey gang, it's Michael Shanks here. I'm going to be on Dial the Gate tomorrow, but due to technical difficulties with David Reed's site, that we are moving to something called Wormhole Extremists. So find us there, 10 a.m. Pacific time. If you subscribe, you get to ask a question. Sounds fun. And I hear their rewatches are really cool too. So meet me tomorrow morning on Wormhole Extremists for Dial the Gate. I hope that all makes sense, because I'm hanging on by a thin thread here. 10 a.m. tomorrow, Pacific time tomorrow, which is, I think, 1 Eastern. So I'll see you there. All right.
So Wormhole Extremists is Dial the Gate's sister channel, and we have been puttering along at this thing since, I guess, the beginning of season 2, I would probably say, or the end of season 2 of Dial the Gate. And we get together on this thing and we watch the show. Right now we're in Stargate Atlanta season 8 and SG1 season, Stargate Atlanta season 1 and SG1 season 8. There we go. And we get together and we just have a great time. I don't know what I'm wearing in that shirt, but we have 2 episodes, one from each show, and we get together before and after and talk about them. So we're going to use that platform to share Michael. So if you want to ask your questions for free to Michael Shanks, then go ahead and look up Wormhole Extremists on YouTube, and we will go ahead and if you subscribe to our channel, we will let you submit questions to Michael for free, and he will be with us for 90 minutes tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific time. And I think you're there with us too, aren't you, Darren?
I hope I get to be there before the end of it.
An hour in.
I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. You've had Michael Shanks on Dial the Gate a couple of times, as you said. This was originally intended to be the big grand finale for Dial the Gate Season 5. And the announcement of new Stargate is pushing us out a few weeks. So you decided to go ahead and have Michael on anyway before the finale.
He didn't know why I'd pushed it up. He found out, the day before the rest of the world did, and I was like, I hope he doesn't mind. So he was part of my master plan.
So that's going to be a real treat. Folks are going to find it on Wormhole Extremists here on YouTube. If you want to tune in live, be in the chat, ask a question. Saturday morning, November the 22nd, starting at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Is that right?
That's correct.
And then after, if you're not there live and you're looking for it after the fact, it will be uploaded to its normal spot on Dial the Gate.
That's right. I'm going to keep the live stream up on Wormhole Extremists because it's our baby channel, and this was a great opportunity to give it some love. Remington Phillips and Nick Hooker, prop makers, join us, please, if you could. Gentlemen, how are you guys?
Doing good.
Hello. I've been wanting, actually, to bring you both together for a little while here. Nick, you are former U.S. Air Force, correct?
That's correct.
And Remington, how long have you been in charge of SG-1 props?
How long? 20 years.
Jeez, man.
20 years.
He's been at it for a little while. So I really appreciate having you both. Nick, what do you think of this news?
Honestly, it's kind of the unbelievable still for me. It's a matter of like, oh my gosh, they've got enough ideas, they've got enough stuff that they've decided, we can make something of this, that we're moving forward. We're going to see so much that if you consider the implications of each start, for me, and again, my brain is on props these days, so I'm thinking of like, all right, we got new bad guys, we got new ships, we got new this, that, the other. I just cannot wait to see what world they've thought of, because we might have the same starting point, starts at an SGC, but from that point on, bets are off, and I want to get my hands on it. I want to start making things, and I want to just get in on it.
Well, I think that I'm the same way. Nick, by the way, you're doing a really good job of simulating being on an airplane with you. In terms of your voice, so it sounds like you're up in the air, but no, it's fun. No, don't mess with it. You're fine. You're fine. Don't start tweaking. Warrington, what do you think?
Well, I think you know what I think because you were part of the announcement, man. I mean, you and three of our truly best representatives from the original franchise getting together with Darren. The way in which Prime Video had decided to announce this really impressed me. And that's my biggest takeaway. It's the fact that we didn't just get some press release. We didn't just get, an executive doing an announcement at a con. We got respected leaders in the fandom, and then we got the original creators together for that announcement. I think that sets the tone for the way that Amazon is approaching us.
Darren, would you agree that I think that was probably Martin Garrow's idea? And
I suspect it was, but Amazon's been very responsive so far. We've only worked with Amazon on that, for a few days, and they were really good to work with. They were open to our ideas. They solicited us for our ideas about how to do the announcement for this fandom. And yeah, I think you're exactly right. I've never seen an announcement like that before from a major studio, from a streaming platform announcing a big new project, that they did it the way that they did it by pulling in fans to have a conversation like that. I was a little, right, they told us a few days before we filmed it that they wanted to do it that way. And my first reaction was like, awesome. Are you sure? Are you sure that we actually get to do this? Because I was just wanting, I mean, hey, let me have the press release before it goes out and I'll be happy. But the fact that we got to do it the way that we did, all credit to Martin and Joe and Brad. It still bowls me over. And, you know, Dave and I are getting messages from people we haven't heard from for 10 years who were saying, I saw you on my feed. I didn't know you were a huge Stargate fan.
That's the thing.
So it just
We're popping
keeps
up
going.
Yeah, on their television screens. I frankly am enjoying, if I may insert, the fact that a number of my closer friends don't even know, even right now, and I'm tempted to just let it stay that way for a while, to be perfectly honest. And then, you know, it's going to come Christmas or something. And by the way, here's this link. I think we're in the millions in terms of the number of views that all of the original announcement videos that were published have plugged. It's something ridiculous, the number of views that thing has gotten.
Yeah, it went up on Wednesday. It's got to be at 1 million by now. Last time I looked, it was close.
The original one, but you had one, and yours was really, really closely up there with them, which makes sense in some ways.
Yeah, until the Prime Video one started getting shared out and embedded on all the different news coverage on all the news sites, then it took off. I'm tempted though, David, to just that circle of friends who don't know that I'm a Stargate nerd. I'm tempted to just say, like, if I know that they like science fiction, I'll say, hey, did you hear there's a new Stargate show? Hey, they just announced it. Hey, maybe you should Google it. And then just sit back and see what they say. See if they look it up.
That's absolutely right.
And see our stupid mugs there.
I got a question for you guys, David and Darren.
Sure.
What if any kind of approval or review process did Amazon ask from you before you set that thing live?
We signed a document just saying that we wouldn't talk about it. Darren?
Review process after it was shot, it was entirely on Amazon's side. So it went read the gauntlet of executives, and it went through Martin, but we didn't see it. We filmed it on Friday, and we saw it on Tuesday when it was done. And that was about it.
Yeah, it was just, I'm still trying to get over it. Nick, I don't think you've met Darren yet.
No, I was going to say, pleasure to meet you, and good to see you again, Remington, over there as well.
Good to see you,
I only met David and Remington at a convention just within the last number of months, and had no idea, with respect, who David was in that moment.
Sure,
but as
he's not that famous.
Oh well,
no, I prefer it stay that way.
I was an avid Stargate fan, but I had not delved into the community. So then I'm just standing there at a panel with Christopher Judge on stage, and there's a moment with trivia, and you see Chris think for a minute. He says, I think I saw David in the room. Where's David? David!
Yeah, right.
Plucks him up on stage, and it's like,
calls him out.
Okay, all right, there's is he a celebrity? Who's this? And bumped into David outside, and just like, all right, started talking Stargate nonstop. And then he and I started getting into theories on Stargate with military stuff. I got to be on for his military episode a number of weeks back. And just to say one more thing about my thoughts on Stargate, this new show, I'm very, very curious what year they decide to set it in. They could go futuristic and forego everything modern, or they could just say, all right, well, what military toys didn't make it into old Stargate? Let's do F-35s this time. Let's do this. Who knows? Is it going to be a new Air Force advertisement, or is it going to be like, you know what? F-307 episode 1. Let's go crazy with what the Air Force and Stargate Command has done. I'm just eager.
You are? Well, Darren, why don't you just go there and pop his red balloon?
I don't know what you're talking about. I want to see all that stuff too.
I do too, but it's set in the here and now.
It is set in the here and now. Nick, you're making me think of the fact that when they did Atlantis, right? Atlantis as a spinoff was deliberately very international. So instead of being Air Force centric, it had Air Force U.S. military components, but then there were obviously other countries. They created the International Oversight Advisory, the IOA. And then, right, we got fewer U.S. military planes. Instead, we got spaceships. We got the BC-304s. I kind of wonder if we're set in the here and now, but of course we're now 15 years down the road from the last time we saw these characters and Earth's level of technology. How has that grown? How has that evolved? Is there a BC 307 at this point?
And on that same note, though, with certain reach backs, you touch on even just NCAP movie continuum, we did have some more of the more standard fighters of the time being used. So it's just kind of curious what the writers have thought of as, these are my new toys. This has come out in the time since we wrote all these stories. What could we do next? I am so antsy, honestly, just to see like what could they use?
Exactly.
Yeah, what fits the story?
Yeah, there's a lot to explore here. Gentlemen, tell me about, Remington, tell me about your prop store. What are you working on? What's available? What's happening?
Yeah. Well, I think the biggest, most exciting project is, of course, the 0 point module, our ZPMs. The ZPM is in production right now. Also in production in coordination with some of my friends here on this broadcast, actually. We've got Ancient Life Science Detector. You know that one. We've got the Naquita Generator, Mark II, of course. Working Zat guns are still in production, prototyping. We've got Ancient Personal Shields. We've got Wraith Stunners. We've got things that would get you banned from YouTube.
Jeez. Well, I've had enough of that for 1 week, so let's keep it on that.
No show and tell. No show and tell.
Stick with the clean energy.
That's
for
it.
this.
That's right. Well, I'm glad that you're here, buddy.
0 point energy, don't you mean?
That's it. No. The only damage that's going to happen is to the other universes. So we're just fine. Nick, what are you working on, and where can we find your stuff?
Well, I am fairly small and new compared to all that. I was not into being a creative person until I ended my military service fairly recently. So I've been trying things out, getting into cosplay. I've made myself one of everything. I've got Zats that I've had signed by members of the SG-1 team. I've got my staff. One thing I'm definitely in on is 3D printing as a focus. So if you ever needed something made that you didn't feel like you had the making capacity for, I'm at the Hookworks. But something that I'm working on right now is getting into the modeling of it. So I was looking for a niche that things hadn't been modeled. Obviously, I don't think that I have the skill to compete with people who are making high detailed ZPMs and stuff, but I am going to see if I can't provide a model for cosplayers who want to have themselves a detached Death Glider cannon and go ahead running around like Gilk. I've started modeling one for myself so I could print a full size, have that monstrosity at a con. So that's the dream right now.
Yeah, Nick, I think my best compliment I could give you is that you remind me of exactly of a younger version of me when I got started with your energy and excitement, and seeing your props firsthand a couple months back with David at the con. Your stuff is next level.
I appreciate that. I hope to make this ongoing. I want to keep doing it. So I hope to be working back and forth with you and everyone here as we get into, here's the new prop. What does everyone want to see at cons?
And you've got a interesting replicator cat on your tree, which I think is interesting.
So off of what is there is the site for your props for people sharing all the things they have. This is a 3D recreation of a very small replicator. I believe the original design was fan made. It was me prototyping to make sure I could get my paints and everything visually treated right. I can't claim credit for the original design. Like much 3D printing online, it's a matter of can you buy it for personal use or so-and-so. But it's a good first test. I'm going to see if I can't go for a full life-size replicator to have on a shelf soon. The screen accurate if I can.
Just be careful. You know
I
how
mean,
they
it's
how they
inert.
go.
It's inert. We covered that already. That was the whole point of
That's correct.
several. There were seasons dedicated to that.
Oh, yeah.
The toy. It's just a toy.
It's just a toy. That's right. Until you have two. And then you have a Google. All righty, gentlemen. Thank you for celebrating with us. We're
Thank you, guys.
really thankful to have you here. So
Thank you for
appreciate
having
stopping
us.
by.
Pleasure.
Bye-bye. Quentin, Diana, Entree.
Hey, David and Darren.
Hello.
Friends old and new.
Indeed.
It's been a while since I got to see Diana and hang out. Diana used to do regular stints on the GateWorld podcast back in the day, back in the universe and right kind of post-universe years.
Yes, definitely. A lot of fun, and I miss it. I miss nerding out with the two of you. But congrats. I mean, you have to feel like, what would it be like if you were Sisyphus taking the boulder up the hill, and instead of it going back down to the bottom, it finally gets to go off somewhere? I mean,
What do you mean? What do you mean the boulder's at the top now and we don't have to do anything?
Exactly. It's great. Congratulations.
I feel like I've made it to the summit of this mountain, and oh God, there's another one behind it, and the top of it's obscured in cloud. I feel like when you finish a project that you've been working on for a really long time, and you're elated, and then you realize that through the journey to get you to that project, you've expanded your capacity for more projects. And so you're going to turn around and go, okay, now what? Diana, I'm sure you've published books. You probably can speak to what I'm talking about in terms of not nearly spending enough time enjoying what it is and basking in what it is that you've created before turning around and saying, okay, what's next? Like, it's no time at all.
I got to tell you, that's a personality thing. Like, every time that I have a published product, like a box of books come to the house, and I open it up and I'm like, okay, what's next? That's me. I have fellow author friends and fellow producers that, they're completely different. They're like, it's everybody's different. I mean, it's just, but you should I know you're taking a moment because here you are. Yeah. And, the two of you really kept the flame lit. I mean, I was a latecomer to Stargate. Let's not forget that. I did not watch the show when it was on the air. I came in late when the gal who does the covers for the novels and I were friends through a completely different fandom, and she said, you should write for Stargate. And I'm like, Star what?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a Star Trek fan, and that was kind of my entree into it. So
Star Trek fan, you wrote Rascals. Let's be honest.
Right. But if you didn't have GateWorld and now Dial the Gate, I mean, it really is you're keeping the light on. And I don't think there was any other way for Martin and company to have done this than the way they did it with you guys. It was a very class act.
Yeah.
It's not typical suit behavior for development teams at studios like Amazon these days. But clearly, it's a great sign because it shows that Martin and Brad and Joe are being heard by Amazon. So to me, that's very positive. That plus the fact that Brad Wright got like stars in his eyes during that video talking about the visual effects possibilities.
He has earned the opportunity. So
yes.
Diana, we'll come back to you in a second here. Quentin, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Oh my
fine.
God, he speaks. And all of a sudden you...
And I'm black.
Why are you black?
Disappeared. No, he's back.
Okay, everything's fine.
Little Asgard transported you up and then right back down again.
So
that's it.
Quentin is the what is your function at EMD? What is your title?
I'm the president, and I'm also the one who started the whole thing.
Wow. And what is that behind you? What that image from?
So this is an image from the Stargate we made with the team. So the one that took like 10 years to make.
Wow. And
how many people are on that team? The Children of MacGyver have done a 1:1 scale replica of the Stargate. How big is your team?
And the team, the whole team from the start, we have like more than 100 persons who worked on this. But the center of the team right now, we are between 10, 13 persons always working on it. Mm.
What an undertaking.
What gave you the idea to build a 1:1 scale Stargate with, I mean, Swiss perfection, Quentin? You have flaws that were in the gate, in the SGC gate room, that you kept, that you transferred over production flaws as if they were Persian flaws.
Yeah, it's not even that we kept them because we made some molds from the original gate, but we also replicated them. For example, on the glyphs, we remade the mistake that were there. Just as a way to remember, it was made by a team before us.
Darren, what do you? I've been looking forward to this moment. Where do you start asking him questions as a reporter, buddy?
Well, I mean, the project has been going for so long, as he said. I remember that we've covered this on GateWorld, but it's been a few years now. You guys had your big rolling out. How far and wide has the gate traveled at this point? How many different shows and events has it been on public display for folks to come and see it in person and get their photo taken with it?
Not that much for now. We went to a few private events actually to try it, to display it to the more and more people. But we really need to be to have someone who want to have us on a show or an event, and it can be pretty difficult actually. So we are trying to get to it, and the fact that we now have the gate, but also the metal ramp to go on it, and in 2026 it will spin, I think it will change everything. And then we will be able to go to a lot of events at that time. So we really want to tour Europe, but also the world if possible.
Man.
Is there any interest in taking what you guys have learned and doing something else? I'm thinking maybe a smaller scale Stargate or a Stargate coffee table that I can put in my living room, because I can't fit that one in my living room.
Yeah, I'm sure we do. Yeah, everything is possible actually. We learned a lot during those last 10 and more years. And no, we just want to have fun, you know. So the replica was one thing, but no, we have all this knowledge, and we just want to have fun with it. So it will depend on the team, on the family that we created all together, and really, we don't really know what's next. We will have to decide together.
Diana, you have to have at least one question for this guy. I've been looking forward to putting you guys together too.
Just does it only spin one direction, or can it spin in the other direction?
No, it's meant to spin in the both direction. That's the whole idea. It's to make the exact replica of the gate we can see on the show. So really, it can spin on both direction. I'm really, I wonder what they will do with the gate for the next show. I mean, that's the centerpiece of the thing. So what could there be next? Because it's called Stargate, so you can't do anything without a Stargate in it. So what's next?
I mean, it's going to be a physical piece. I have a visual effects background. I did a lot of films I did visual effects on. And they'll the cube probably if they're shooting up in Vancouver or Toronto, which is what the latest couple of Star Trek series did. But it is a physical piece. They'll probably bring in a hardcore mechanical effects. And it's probably going to be the original gate if it's modern day. It's not, I mean, that's only what? How many years has it been since since Continuum? That would be the latest chapter.
That would be 2007 or 8, yeah.
Okay, and then
2008.
And then SGU, we had some gate room scenes, right?
Yeah, and that gate was made with a chain, so it didn't have a gear. And you guys, check this out, Quentin, you adapted the chain concept, or you are working on pursuing that, right?
Yeah, exactly. We chose not to use the same one that on the Milky Way because it was the gear on the Milky Way gate. And on SGU, it's a chain going all around, but there is also a gear, but a gear like on a bicycle. It's not the same kind. It's just working with a chain. So we are working on this, and I'm actually currently in London when I will be retrieving some pieces from this new wheel. And normally, when I come back in Switzerland and then in France, we will be able to try a few things because we now have the motor physically, we own it. The motor, the chain, and now the wheel or a few parts to test it. So it will move very, very quickly.
Man. Well, I'm sharing on screen right now a video that I just published on Dial the Gate a couple of days ago called 2 brand new Stargate features coming to Dial the Gate in 2026. And we just published footage of the first footage that I have been able to find of the gear that was on the inside of the Milky Way Stargate. That's it right there. You can see the gear and the motor underneath it, and it's ridiculously huge.
Amazing.
That gear set the standard diagonally for how big the doors were to the studio that they built, Stage 5, for this thing. It was just a monster. So, Diana, what's going on for you? And where can we be seeing you next? What are you working on?
What's going on for me? Well, let's see. In the last, 48 hours, I've come up with 20 ideas already for the series. So I've got a file on that. When Brad got all excited about the visual effects, I was like, all right, dude, well, then if we can go anywhere, I've got some ideas for you. I mean, there's worlds they can, and there's even worlds they can revisit, like the water world used for the fire and water Nem's character and the whole thing with Watergate. They could go underwater. There's so many things they could do. So I mean, so I have to put that back in a box though, because I don't, right now, I don't know who's on their staff writers, but right now I'm not, but call me. I got 20 ideas so far. Other than 20
ideas.
Huh?
Yeah, she's got 20 ideas. And Diana, so you've written 2 SG-1 novels. You wrote 4 Dragons.
Right. I also wrote a short story for Stargate.
One of the anthologies.
It was the one, it dealt with after Janet Frazier's death. Yeah. And it was the 5 stages of grief with the 4 major characters.
So everybody check those out. But my question is, with a new show going and maybe new interest in novels and other licensed stuff like that.
Yeah, I think
write more Stargate novels?
I mean, Amazon, I suspect, they've done enough publishing themselves that they will probably hold on to that license themselves. And I would believe that with the pilot script in place, once they get closer to production, they will assign a media tie-in writer to write that pilot as a novel. They have a role model, otherwise known as the Star Trek franchise. And this was always my frustration in the past, is they didn't generate enough novels or enough licensed material, because we were all hungry for it, right?
Exactly.
So I'm hopeful that there is a plan in place, that they are selecting a media tie-in writer. But to rewind just a little bit, I am also hopeful, quite frankly, guys, that there's more women joining the writing team and the production team, because right now they have 1 woman. And I would like to see, and I don't think she's really a writer, Tori Tunnell. She's done some phenomenal work. I'm a big fan of her work, but they need more women. Half those viewers are women, with GateWorld's
in
forum.
some cases, I think more than, but not. Yeah, it depends. Yeah. So.
So let's get some more women on the writing team, and where do I send my name,
I'm very curious to see how that writer's room fills out.
Kirsten Bearer wrote Star Trek Voyager novels, and then and wrote on Star Trek Discovery, Picard, and Strange New Worlds.
Wow. Yeah. Judith Reeves Stevens had that same path for Enterprise, didn't she?
That's exactly right.
Exactly.
Under Manny Koto.
So it's doable. But unlike everybody else, I have so many questions on how are they going to handle modern day? Is there going to be disclosure? Because if you have disclosure and you have the Naquita generators, then it's not really going to match our modern world, because we're all in a resource skirmish right now. So I'm very curious to see where they go. And for me right now, other than Stargate, which I'm so excited, it's hard to think about anything other than Stargate right now. I am a repeat contributor to this really cool alternate timeline anthology series that's about to do its third round. It's called Heritage. You can go to heritageanthology.com. We raise money through Kickstarters. And I'm going to be doing a story about the female Paul Revere. There was, in 1777, there was a 16-year-old girl, Sybil Luddington, who rode 40 miles to collect her father's militia back to come back because Danbury, Connecticut was on fire and they needed to stand up against the Redcoats, or that was it, the war would be over, because the Redcoats had split into two, coming down from up north and coming north, going from south, going up to try to squash them in New York. And Colonel Luddington and his daughter was, if they hadn't have done what they done, we would all still be talking with British accents. Wow. Not that that's a bad thing, but you know what I'm saying. So that's in honor of next year's 250th anniversary. Yeah. So that's what I've been working on, and I'm in the midst of developing a science fiction television series. So keep it busy.
Well, we're always happy to have you.
Love to be here with you guys. I miss you guys.
Yeah,
it's a
absolutely.
Thrill. Let's do more.
Yes.
Quentin, thank you so much for sharing your Stargate with us for 350. It was a pleasure to have you back, buddy. I cannot wait to see that thing in person, and I can't wait to, gently make first contact. So
you're welcome anytime in the workshop if you want to come.
You know what? I'll just swim. There we go.
Yeah.
Diana, Quentin, thank you so much. You guys take care of yourselves.
Thanks
all
for
right?
having us.
Guys.
So I promised that this would be all about fans. I lied.
Okay.
Julian, come on in. And Rainbow Sun Franks, come on in. If he can hear me. And maybe not. I'll work on that. Julian, how you doing, buddy?
Good. I'm doing good. Thank you.
What do you got behind you?
Huh?
What do you have behind you?
Some original props from the show. I think you guys recognize,
there
what
he
they are,
is.
I guess.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
Does that work?
Yes.
There it is.
Helmet.
What do you got? That's the original DHD?
Yeah, well, one of the original. Yeah,
wow.
The main DHD was used in SG1 as well as in Atlantis, and they swip tiles. And this one was used in Atlantis season 3 when they blew up a DHD. So I got the bottom and the top that they are original, and the dome. I recreated it based on the original dome from the collector who had it. So it's the exact same, like the Earth tile.
Wow.
On the original, there is a defect over there. It's rounded instead of being squared. Yeah. So I've replicated even this error in mine. So it's exactly like the original with some mistakes.
Does any of it turn on?
Yeah, not right now because it didn't plugged in because I'm in my workshop and it's not as big as I would like to.
Oh, but it gets bigger. It changes size on its own.
Yeah, you can either compose an address, anything you want, but it's programmed in the way that you can't do more than 7. You do 7, just like in the show. You do 7 touch, and then you have to push the red one. But if you do 2 button and you try to push the red, it just turn off the whole thing. Just like a phone.
Right, like it would. Well, we're gonna hang with you in a second here.
It's beautiful. Rainbow. I thought that you were sitting in front of a photo.
No, that's my stuff.
Exactly. Rainbow, who is this?
Hey. This is Cato, aka Dr. McCato.
How are you, buddy?
He's pretty good. He's
Welcome,
pissed.
Kitty.
Yeah.
Glad you could both be on the stream.
Yeah, he's a big guy. He's a big man.
That's a
He's
big
man.
cat.
Look at that big guy. Yeah, he's a Maine Coon.
My
He's
goodness.
he's a good guy. Okay, get out of here.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being here with us, dude.
Yeah.
Martin Garrow is a friend of yours.
Oh, I love him so much.
When did you find out about this? Did you find out the same day that everyone else did, the day before the launch?
Okay, so sort of. He messaged me maybe maybe I guess last week, maybe a week ago. And he's like, "Hey man, do I have your updated email?" I was like, "Yeah, here it is." He's like, "Okay, I'm gonna send you something nice is coming in the mail for you." And I was like, "Okay." And I'm terrible with emails, and so I think, as you know, and so I didn't really check it, and then I saw the post, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And then I went back and saw my email, and he had sent it many days ago with with like such a beautiful message, and that I can't say anything about. But yeah, it was great. So I heard about it with everyone, but I did get some insider knowledge after the fact.
You got both.
And yeah, it was great. Yeah, I got the surprise with everyone. It was very funny because I DM'd him on Instagram just like, "What?" with a million question marks and exclamation marks. And he messaged me back, "Dude, check your email. What do you like? What do you mean what? Like, what do you mean what?" Yeah.
But what do you think of the news? What do you think of Amazon picking Martin Garrow to place the franchise in his hands?
Well, Martin has been not so quietly making incredible television for the last 20 years. He's done show after show with very great success. Martin's one of the most motivated, creative, wonderful writers that I've ever met, and now producer and executive producer. And I can't think of anyone better to take the helm of this show. You know, he's got the current status that he has as far as shows go, and now he has the backing of the guys that made the show. You know, so it's nice for those guys to get to take a back seat. They had stress for 20 years, and now 20 years later they can have half the stress. Yeah, have half the stress like Martin had back then when they brought him up. It's a nice universal role reversal, because when Martin and I started, he was the youngest writer on the team, and he was just trying to make a name for himself and make sure that he had another episode that would break, and you know, like all of those things. And so now for him to be doing that, I'm just so excited. I can't think of a better person, and I love him very much, and I'm so excited. You know, I think this is gonna be great.
I know he means a lot to you, and that's one of the reasons that I wanted to bring you on, because it was kind of perfect. So I really appreciate you being here, man.
Yeah, I'm happy to. Yeah, it's great. Yeah, Martin, all the Ford stuff, you know, at the end was all me and Martin. It was all Martin, really. So yeah, him and I had like
to have you back.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah.
Julian, what do you think? SG4.
I'm so happy. It's been like years and years I've been waiting for that, because I've been working in the movie industry in 2021, and back then at the studio I was working on, they've asked us quotes to make sets for a Stargate movie. So I've had to shut my mouth for so many years. So now that it's happening in a different form, but it's finally happening. So yeah, finally we have a new show. So that's good. And while a lot of people want continuation of the 3 series with the original cast, I always preach a new show, like in the same universe, but with new cast, new faces, of course, cameos. But if we want to reach a new audience, to have like they are doing now, a new show, but in the same universe, which I love. I love the idea.
So you basically got exactly what it was that you wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, let's not shy away from bringing back old characters that were very young.
Of course. I would love you guys to come,
that are young
back.
still, and that still can do all the stuff that they need. You know, let's not shy away from
it. Of course.
Maybe aided with some wraith hibernation technology or something.
You know,
true.
A guy who's super strong and has a healing factor. Why not bring that back?
No, but you know, in the community, hardcore fans, they want the original cast, but I'm not sure this is going to bring a new audience. And if we want a new audience and Stargate to have new shows, new seasons, new movies, or new content, we need to bring a new audience, and therefore we need new faces and to please everyone, you know. So that's why I'm saying new faces, but as well as cameos.
All right, guys, thank you so much for being here. It means the world to have you, Rainbow, here.
Oh, I love you, brother.
I love you too, man. Couldn't do this weekend without you. Partly because I know how much you love the show.
I do.
I know that you watch it, so it just made sense to. And it's not fair. I had Jeff Gulka on yesterday, but I don't think of him as an actor. I think of him more as a friend. But yeah, he broke it as well, and I think of you the same way. But thank you for being here for me. It means a lot.
Always, I'm always here for you. Anytime.
I know you are.
Julian,
Yeah.
I think back to I think, David, it was the first GateWorld dinner, wasn't it? And our special guests in Vancouver were Rainbow and Martin.
The first one that you did. Yeah, my first guest
That
was
was my
Adam
second.
Thwaite the year before. But yeah, Rainbow, Martin, Courtney Stevens, you know, these guys were, you guys were the best.
You guys have supported us so much over the years, all the way back to the beginning when we were trying to get our foot in the door.
Always will. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, that's what this wonderful thing that we have called Stargate is all about, and why it's lasted so long. It really is about this diehard family that we have across the globe. You know, I have friends everywhere because of this show. It's like, it's the one thing, you don't have to be lonely when you have Stargate. It's pretty wonderful. It's pretty special.
It always comes back around.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Okay. Have a beautiful night. I love you all.
Love you.
All right.
Thanks.
Julian.
Bye.
Julian,
Bye.
I'm going to be in touch, okay?
Yeah, okay.
All right. Speak to you soon. Thanks for sharing your
Great to see you.
collection.
Thank you.
And I'm not done. Simone Bailey.
Oh, we got more people coming in here.
Cameron Bright. Cameron, are you here, buddy? Simone, hi. How are you?
Hi, guys. We're back.
Hi.
We're back. This is so exciting.
But we're back.
Man, oh man.
We've been talking about it for so
Congratulations,
many
you guys.
years.
Like, I am so thrilled about everything. I'm so thrilled that you guys got to announce this officially.
Thank you.
Deserve it.
It's only now beginning to feel real. So,
I don't think it ever will feel real.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I think of all of us? Because I can tell collectively that we are all excited and nervous and can't believe it. I feel like we just got engaged. Like we just got the hottest, you know, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, fill in the blank ever. You know what I mean? Like we're so excited that we can't believe
They
it.
said yes.
Yeah, they said yes. I know. Because we were pick-me people, you know? Anyway, congratulations to everyone, including the fans.
Yeah.
This is huge for all of us.
Yeah. I wake up. It's been so weird getting used to this new normal of, and and on some respects it's a TV show, so get over yourself. But at the same time, you know, it's such a part of my life and Darren's life and so many people. It's something that we love so much, and the fact that there's going to be another one coming, it isn't unlike a new baby in the family.
Yes, maybe we got married or proposed to, and we're having a baby at the same time. I don't know.
In some respects.
in the metaphor
No
of
judgment.
whole situation. Yeah, no judgment.
Modern world.
What would you like to see? What do you think that they need to do next? You've done production on these shows before. You know, you were in the first one and you were in the last one as Lincoln.
Yes.
What's next to do in a show where you can go anywhere and you have the technology now to do it?
Mm-hmm. Well, I think to echo what Brad Wright alluded to is like now we will be able to have the money and the technology to just do whatever we want. I think what I expect is a little dash of this, a little dash of that. I think that we will get the fan service. I think that will definitely happen, and how that plays out. I mean, it depends on, like, we don't even know how many more episodes it'll be, and, you know, other iterations of it, et cetera, et cetera. I'm excited on a lot of levels. I think from a directing perspective, I would love to see some of our old fave directors come back, like Peter DeLuise and Martin Wood and Andy Makita. And I'd like to see some writing even from Chris Judge, who created my character, Kal-El, in SG-1. I mean, he had a whole bunch of stories that he was doing. And even before, he was going to MGM back in the day to like pitch new iterations of the story, and he was a big champion for the Jaffa storyline. So of course I've got some stake in that game. I would also like to see some female directors like Amanda Tapping go in, and I would even like to get a chance to direct even myself. I think would be very cool. I think story-wise, we'll probably see some tying up of loose ends. I know that we always love the romantic elements of things, and also just more worlds, more tech, more societal
transformation.
Yeah. And I think there was talk too. Martin Garrow talked about, am I pronouncing his last name right?
Yeah, you got it, Garrow.
Yeah, okay.
So many people don't. Everyone in the YouTubes and the interwebs, it's Garrow.
I know. It's like Garrow.
Every time I hear Gyro, it's like, no, he's not a sandwich or whatever they are. So
I remember in a recent video, he said that his wife, who oddly I am old friends with, she's from Vancouver.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, so I can't wait to reconnect with her. But anyway, he was mentioning that like she's kind of newer to sci-fi, and I think that this is a wonderful opportunity to grab those people and have them fall in love with sci-fi. Like for me, I also was very new back in the day, and knew Battlestar Galactica was my TV kind of gateway to that, in addition to Stargate, and lots of movies and things like that. So I think all of it is incredibly exciting. And you know what? I'm going to leave it to the professionals. I have all the faith in the world that these guys will deliver. I am a huge fan of Joseph Malazzi's work, obviously Brad Wright, and all the people that they're putting together. I have a lot of faith and trust, and I like the fact that there's the TV people and the movie people and, new people coming in. I think it's going to be fantastic.
It's important to remember that Vancouver is not a guarantee.
Well, I'm dual, so
Hey, there we go. All right.
Or if we're going to do it in Thailand, let's White Lotus. I don't care. I'm open.
Very good.
I'm very flexible.
Well, we asked Martin.
Yeah.
Where's the show going to shoot? And obviously, it's too early. They don't know yet. Everything's kind of on the table, and they're running their numbers to figure out where it makes sense to shoot it. But can you just speak to what it would mean for the Vancouver film and television industry for Stargate to come back there? Not just the advantage, obviously, that it is to the show, for us to have access to that talent pool of Stargate directors and former guest stars and cast members.
I will speak for Vancouver, that currently we have some of the most top-notch TV and feature films happening here right now. Some and not even speak on that I've been working on that are so huge. Our talent, our crews, our artists, every single aspect involved, we are ready. Our city is very diverse. We play for lots of different places, and we have an array of landscapes and things like that, from ocean to mountains to, fill in the blank. Also, we have a lot of tax incentives and, things like that. So there's a lot, it makes a lot of sense. And I was thinking about Martin, and if he only has, I think he has like one baby, right, at this point?
I don't know how many kids he's had.
I think so. I think he has
I
one.
think we have a baby that's like maybe one. So the good news there is that like we don't have a child in school, so he could come to Vancouver.
Flexibility. Oh, I see what you're saying.
And also his wife used to
a
live
great city.
in Vancouver,
It's a
and
beautiful
Great
city.
place
a lot
to
of
raise a family.
talent in Vancouver. And I think if he lives in LA, it makes sense to be close to Vancouver. You're on the same West Coast timeline. I don't know. To me, it makes a lot of sense, but we'll see. Obviously, it's up to the studio. I know uh, a lot of the streaming is studios are very, very hot on Vancouver and Canada as of
It
late.
sounds like not just Vancouver could benefit from having Stargate shoot there, but Stargate could really benefit from Vancouver and what you guys have to offer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to bring in Julian. I apologize for everyone who's left. Julian, you wanted to say something real quick?
Yeah, hi Simon. We've worked together at convention, so that was just to give a heads up and a hello. That's what is good with the Stargate family. Simon and I, we've connected back in a GateCon in 2016 or 18, I think. And we've become buddies. And when she comes in to convention in Europe, I come to help her. Like I think it was 1 or 2 years ago at
Follow the Yellow Gate Road as
yeah,
well.
true.
That was a
Yeah.
Oh, you were at
And
that
Remington.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Remington actually gifted me one of Simon painting for Christmas a few years ago. So
Simone, I'm
it's
still
so-
waiting for my chevron painting, by the
So
way.
cool to see you.
Let me make a note. Chevron paint.
Oh, thank you very much.
David Reed.
And some great poupon. All righty. Thank you, Julian. Appreciate you, buddy. Simone, I'm so glad that you've stayed in our orbit, and you are a class act. Thank you so much for taking part in this and for being here for me, for Dial the Gate, for Fandom, for GateWorld now. Stay
You're
close.
part of the family now.
You are.
Yeah.
She's always
You're not just-
been.
You're not just
I
a
feel
beloved
like
guest
we
star, you're
all
part of the
always have been.
Yeah.
And I think that this news is so great for everybody, for the conventions, for the fans, for the prop makers, and the game makers, and all of us. I think this is really fantastic news, and this will just breed more family, more love all around. So thank you.
For hanging out. You have
Thank
a good
you.
weekend.
All right.
Bye.
Glad you
Bye,
could be here.
guys. Love you.
Bye-bye. Love you. I'm sorry about Cameron. We will find a way to bring him in here at some point. I'm sorry we missed him. I'll try and reach out to him here. Ryan Nixon and Brian Cruz. There he is, and oh
There
my
we
God,
go.
it's faux Joe Flanagan.
Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going?
Good
Flanagan's
to
here.
see you, buddy. How are you?
Doing well. How are you, sir?
I'm great. Has it been? I mean, how long has it been? It's been a while. Has it been
2019. Yeah,
before COVID. That was Chicago, wasn't it?
it was. Yeah, 2019.
Man, what do you? Let me catch up with Ryan here for just a second. Stitch, what's up,
Oh, brother. Congratulations.
dude? Thank you. But
That's when I got your text, and I'm like, what's he sending me now? And I'm like, clicking on.
oh, the
and
link.
And Martin's talking. Like, it just started. Like, and, Martin's talking, and I'm like, wait a minute. That's Brad. Like, what is
Why
he
is
saying?
Martin Barrow in this video?
That's right.
And I'm like, and just listening and talking, the hair just started standing up on my arms. I'm like, no way.
Yes, way.
I've
Major
seen-
wayage.
I've seen this response from so many people this week who saw the video and had basically the exact same reaction that David and I did when we hopped into Zoom with these guys live. We're like, wait a minute, that's Martin. Wait a minute, that's Brad. What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
And people watching the Amazon's video are having the same exact response.
Mm-hmm.
Sending it to customers and friends, and I got like 5 texts back. Is this real?
Yeah. He said that's the first thing I said to him. Is this a joke?
AI has gotten very good. So you could conceivably make something convincing like that. So it's
Is this real?
yeah. What do you think, Brian? What do you think about this news?
I'm excited. I've said
I'm sorry, Brian. Brian.
That's not going to work.
Oh, I think it's great. I mean, I've when he first told me, Ryan texted me and he sent me the link. The first thing I said was, "Is this a joke?" And because there's been so many, false alarms lately within the past, I guess, few months. Oh, it's coming back. Yeah, right. Now this time again. So to get the news where it's like legit was like wow. So and we were actually in the middle of watching SG1. I was with my son, and I just got him into Stargate, and so we were just blowing through them. We're on season 9 of SG1 and season 2 of Atlantis, and we're going through them in the order that they aired. And we just got to one where it's like, oh, it's a two-parter, and it was aired 6 months later, so we have to watch 5 episodes of Atlantis, and then we have to go back to SG1. I'm like, okay. So he's really into it.
Wow. How old?
He is 14.
Okay. So yeah.
I keep threatening my kids when we rewatch Stargate and other shows that, hey, we had to wait 3 months between this cliffhanger, right?
Mm-hmm.
Best of both worlds. We had to wait the entire summer to see the next. So, kids, you have to wait 3 months too. We're not going to watch the next one.
That's exactly right. Okay. So, Brian, I'll come back to your Ryan in just a second. This is maybe I need to organize people based on sounding names. Brian, what came first? Oh, that guy looks like me. I'll watch his show. Or, oh, this is a good show. This is a great show. Oh, wait, he looks like me.
Yeah. So I started watching Stargate when it came out, exactly on the day it aired. We had Showtime, and so I've always been into it. So but when Atlantis came out, I was like, okay, it looks like the Stargates. All of the promo pictures, it looks like the Stargate's underwater. I'm like, how are they swimming? Getting to the gate underwater? And I was like, I watched it, and I was like, okay, it's not really underwater. But yeah, when I saw him, I didn't think much of it until like maybe a few episodes in. I'm like, he kind of looks like me, and it's kind of weird. And so I was like, all right. So later on, I started doing costuming and going to conventions. And I did some Doctor Who characters. I did some Back to the Future. And while I was at one of the conventions, I see, people walking around in Stargate uniforms. I'm like, oh my God, I have to do this. And I was like, well, who could I be? And I was like, I really like the green BDUs. I really kind of want to do that, but I kind of look like this other guy over here. Let's just try that, and it just went from there.
The best cosplay is when you resemble is when you look like them. And there is something to that where you are extra magnetic, where people are like, I feel like I'm more with the character than I was before, because it's just you're recreating a physical representation. And I first saw you the first time, and it was like, wait a second, everyone has that look. And to be able to deliver that to someone, because not only are you good at costuming and what it is in terms of assembling your things, but you happen to look like him as well. That is kind of cool.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. The first time I saw him, it was a photo op with it was Joe and David and Paulie, and it was like a triple. And David goes to Joe. He's like, hey, it's you. And Joe was like, whoa. So that was my first interaction with him. And then this past time in 2019, I was decked out in this stuff, and it was my turn, and I remember he looked at me, he's like paused for a second, he's like, you look good. And then I was like, so do you. And then that was pretty much it. Kind of weird.
Who's the little one with the ZPM in the middle here? And a ZPM.
Oh, that's my daughter
herself.
Yeah, that's my daughter. I was like, what could she be? She's so, I was like, well, make her a ZPM.
That's really cute, man.
I made the outfit and the hat, and somewhere we still have it somewhere, I think. But
I'd love to wear it around someday.
When she fell asleep, and I was like, oh, the ZPM's depleted now.
Ryan, what are you most excited about? What's going to come next?
I don't know what's coming next. I really don't. I mean, and just to touch on all that, because Brian I have such a history, because I saw him, and I was like, oh my God, and I ran up to him, and he's got cotton poly top, and everything was wrong, and and I was like,
I remember that.
I was like, dude, I gotta redo your costume. And he's like, okay. I was like, look at advertisement. I was like,
yeah, he's like, you look good, but let me fix your sleeves here and straighten this out. I'm like, okay, well,
get you in the vest. I gotta get you a watch and the wristband. It just went crazy with him. And I refilled him from head to toe, got him the exact boots, everything. And then I remember being at a con with him. We were going down an escalator, and these two girls looked, and they did a double take.
I missed that.
Oh, it was hilarious. Like it was such a joy to find people that have the look and to find, people that are just excited to do it. And we've had so much fun. And that picture, I don't know if you can show that, David, the one with Jennifer and Joe and him.
I showed it all right. Yep.
That was one of the classic pictures ever. I was dying, and
It's fantastic.
and she was one of my old customers too. And I helped her meet Richard Dean Anderson, and just this fandom is so tight, and these friendships that we've all formed that go back so far. And and see Rainbow pop in, I've hung out with him. He autographed a couple life science detectors for me, and it's
They're
great.
just people, man. They're just people. They're good guys. Thank you both so much for coming in and being a part of this. It's always a good time when Stitch is around. And Brian, we need to see each other more. Where are you?
I'm in Texas.
Okay. Oh well. All right then. Well,
Kind of in the middle of nowhere.
Well, so is Hook. Hook is down there as well. So we may have to all meet up and do something. That's one of the things that we haven't really talked about much beyond GateCon, but other conventions, other Stargate conventions are going to begin to come to life again, Darren. And I think that's something that I'm really looking forward to that. Aren't you?
I'm looking forward to it all coming back.
Yeah.
It's not going to be the way that it was, but
No.
there's going to be more energy. There's going to be people who want to, mingle, who want to cosplay, who want to, yeah.
I want to know if Amazon's going to be smart like AMC, and can we have like Talking Gate?
Oh, you mean
an
ancillary
after show.
projects? Yeah, it's entirely
Right?
possible. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Guys, thank you. Appreciate
Thank
you
you,
being
Dave.
here.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Be
Great to see you.
well. All right. You guys have been patiently waiting. I would like to bring in Kevin Call of Fused Film. And just a minute here. Curtis Short, where are you, buddy? Oh, please, Curtis, come on in. Did he have to leave? Jeremy, is he here?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. There he is.
There we go.
Director
There
of
we go.
Operations,
There we go.
PropWorks.
David Reed. Yes, sir.
Everyone, this was my boss for 2.5 years, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it was about 8. Yeah, almost 3 years. Yeah.
Yeah. We sold what, 6,000 Stargate props, costumes, and set pieces?
And plus. Yeah, it was just incredible, how many, it was just incredible, everything we did, David. It was awesome.
2.5 of the best years, most chaotic years of my life. Never did I go home and not jump in the shower and just mud from head to toe just come off of me. The amount of stuff that transferred from those 18-wheelers from Vancouver, man, oh man.
That was a task, wasn't it? It was a huge task doing all those 18-wheelers and going to, all the different, all the warehouses and getting all the set deck and tearing down the ships and putting it all in trailers to bring down to Santa Ana, California.
But who better than a former what was your role at UPS? What was your role there, though? I mean, it only made sense.
Yeah, I was an operations manager,
There we go.
for the Seattle area, and that's my background. But yeah, so it was a dream. But really, I mean, just going from Battlestar, we worked on Battlestar Galactica before that, but then going to Stargate, it was such a fantastic show. It was like the most exciting time, I swear, of everything I've ever done was working on Stargate.
And I'm not
Because,
randomly bringing
just-
Curtis in. He's a fan of the show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it's just it was really fantastic. It was just great.
Well, I'm thrilled to have you here. Kevin Call, Fused Film. Kevin, it wasn't that long ago that we had you on and we had that conversation about what the next show would be. And here we are.
Yeah.
I've been looking forward to having you back. What do you think?
Well, I'm I've been stunned. So you texted me Saturday and called me, and I was like, something's going on. And then I see the news come out, and I'm like, David, you bastard.
So I've been trying to build like something beforehand to help with the launch. And so I was like, you know what? Let me have people in cosplay and talking about some different things and about what they would like for I think I asked you about how would you set up a new show, you know, and
Yeah.
because I reach out to people all the time asking for little pieces of information. And so you probably, once you saw the news, it was like, oh,
Now
there you- sorry,
when
man.
Da-
I'm sorry I
when
had to
David
lie.
Reed calls my phone, I gotta answer because it's a special time. And Darren, I gotta say, man, it's so great to see you, buddy. It's been a long time. It's been a very, very long time. So, but yeah, this news is for me. You know, go back to my Fused Film website days. We were one of the only sites in that sort of tier 2 blog ecosystem that was not a fan site that was covering Stargate. And so because it was one of my favorite shows and I just loved everything about the premise, the concept. And so for the last 14 years, I've been thinking about this. I've been thinking about like what could they do next, and I've been waiting on Amazon to sort of do something. And here they are. And I love what some of the other guests have said tonight around like how they involved you guys in that announcement. I work in on the corp side of a lot of things, and you don't see that a lot. And that just tells me how much love and care they already have for the fans of this franchise, and that means something. And I got to say, the other thing I was surprised about was I was always kind of in the camp of just reboot, 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 because I don't know how you could do something as good as what we had for 3 shows.
It's what we
So
talked
I'm
about.
Yeah, but I'm very, very excited to see what Martin comes up with. I'm very excited to see. I've already written some ideas where I think they may go on my Substack. If anybody's interested, I'm not trying to shamelessly plug here.
No, what is it?
It's Fused Film. You can find us on Substack. I've already published 2 articles. One is just kind of coinciding with the announcement, just initial reaction on some plot ideas. And then the second one is really diving into the 8th Chevron piece that we heard from Joe.
He did mention it. Yeah. Chevron 8 is
Yeah.
locked.
Yeah, and that just really that set me off into a tizzy, and I gotta feel like this next series is going to be in a new galaxy. It almost feels like that's the only way they could go. It's perfect for Amazon because Amazon gets what they want, where they get something that's bold, new, and fresh for new audiences that they want to acquire for their platform, but also something cool for the fans. I just don't know how they're going to bring in in the legacy characters. But the greatest thing, and I think the smart people that are involved in this show, like Martin and Brad, is that there's already learnings from Star Wars. There's learnings from Star Trek out there that I hope that they look at those franchises and how they've done legacy sequels and bringing people back and learn the bad, learn the ugly, and learn the good from all that and figure out where the right balance is for Stargate.
Darren, you have any questions for Curtis?
Questions for both you guys. I'm trying to think. Yeah, Kevin, you just got me thinking about the new show and this idea that one of the ways that they might be able to deal with the baggage, right? This is why the reboot idea was kind of popular with
Yeah.
certain people for a while, is because there's so much baggage, and if you're not going to bring back the original writers, the original creators, then you have to somehow get your new executive producers up to speed on the lore, or you reboot. And it was kind of the easy out was to do a reboot. So now that it's not a reboot and it's Martin and all that, they could give us a show that's set on Earth. We could see what Stargate Command looks like in 2027, or it could be kind of separate. It could be in another galaxy. It could be on a ship. We have no idea. But I wonder if that's kind of a strategy. Maybe Curtis, you can speak to this as well.
Well,
That as a creative strategy for allowing new viewers to come on board with the show without having to figure out all the baggage of who's who and what are the relationships.
right. So I thought about that because when you seeing everything from SG1 to Atlantis, and then making the jump to SGU, the technology and what they could do was leaps and bounds, right? And then now you think from SGU, the time, till present, where we're at right now, think of everything they can do now. And I was so excited for SGU because it was a whole new thing. It was just really cool. But now I'm even more excited for this because I think that there's so much more possibilities. And I think it's fantastic that they brought Brad and Martin and everybody back to keep the same feel of Stargate, the vibe of Stargate, because that's what makes it really a great show. I mean, people connect. I connect. Me and my mom have a great connection because of Stargate, and think what's going to do for this next generation coming up. And they can do anything and still keep the Stargate vibe and feel and that family good stuff,
There's a lot that they can play with for sure, and it's just a waiting game. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I have no problem with the waiting. I'm really, really comfortable for it. So,
yeah, I
it's
think
gonna
we
be
got
fantastic.
I think we just gotta wait, and it's gonna the fun is in the waiting, and hopefully you guys get a chance to breathe here over the next few months as maybe other things come out. But I think Amazon knows what they have in this franchise. I think a lot of that speaks volumes with how they incorporated you guys. I think they know what they have. And if I'm a betting man, which I'm not, but if I was, I would say this is only the beginning of bigger things for Stargate and Amazon.
Hello, Cameron.
Hello. Yeah.
Minimize for me, Cameron. Minimize really quickly. We'll be with you in just a second. What? Just a minute. It's all right, buddy. Orlin, everyone. Guys, thank you so much. Curtis,
no problem.
Have a great Thanksgiving.
David, Darren.
Yeah, everyone who's going to have Thanksgiving, have a great thing. He was hair's breadth away from my table, and
I know that would have been great. We've done it before.
We've done it before. We'll do it again.
Yeah,
so,
very good.
I love you, brother. I love you.
All right, love you too,
Kevin. Kiss the boys for me. You guys take care of yourselves, and please be well. Okay.
Absolutely.
All right,
Darren,
thank you.
Darren, don't be a stranger, man.
Yeah, so much to look forward to. Thank you guys for being on this stream. Kevin, you've been on my list for a while. I want to have you back.
Absolutely. I'm here whenever you need me, buddy.
All right.
All right. Jeremy, I'll give you a few minutes with Cameron at the end here, but let's bring in Kevin first and Cameron. Within the sound of my voice, there's Kevin. And Cameron, come on back. There he is. Looking good, dude. How are you? You're still muted, Cameron. Unmute thyself. Dude, you're a gamer. No one's going to know this but you.
Hello?
There we go.
Oh, Jesus, Murphy. I did apologies, everyone. Talk about like a wrecking bull, right? Bull in a china shop just came in. Yeah.
We got you now.
No, but yeah, apologies about that, everyone. How's it going?
Very good. Kevin, Darren, Cameron Bright.
Very good to meet you, friend.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah,
we've
become buddies over the last little while here. We connect on video games, and he is a Stargate fan as well, so it only seemed appropriate to bring him in. Kevin is a newer friend in the past couple of years here who has just become kind of my right-hand guy and basically my best friend for all intents and purposes in the last little while here. He's just soldiered on with me left and right, and next month I get to push him out of a perfectly good airplane. So it was only fitting to finish this down with you, sir. I've been looking forward to really asking you to sink your teeth into this question. How do you feel about this? What do you want to see? And what are you excited for, Kevin?
I want it to pick up. I want it to stay true to form. I want it in the here and now. 2027 is when I'm guessing it will air, which is fitting. That would be the 30th anniversary of the airing of SG-1.
Yeah,
that's right.
So that in my opinion, it'd be foolish to not air in 2027.
Okay.
And yeah, I wanted stay in the here and now. I want it to be somewhere new.
Okay.
I don't want it to connect too heavily on the old series, so new people can come in, have a brand new, fresh experience the way we did.
Yeah.
Not have to worry about knowing who's that, what's this.
Yeah.
Just pick it up the way we did 30 years ago. And that will give it room to grow. And then over time, they can bring in the existing canon. They could have
pieces from the existing, yeah.
Yeah, we can have General Carter. We could have dialogue about Eli. We could have math from Dr. McKay. We wouldn't even need to see them, just slip it in the dialogue. We could talk about how the General Carter and General O'Neill are living in their cabin together.
Oh no, not
They're
you.
still out there. All I would say there is that you're asking
shipper.
for something that's a bit impossible there, because you don't want it to be a continuation, but you're asking for a continuation. You know what I mean? You're
wouldn't mind if
asking
they
for,
slipped.
you know.
So you're talking. So you're talking about references, right, Kevin?
Just a little bit of dialogue,
Yes,
right?
Easter eggs, small things. We don't need to see it.
You want to know and hear that they're okay.
The thing is, again, it's very tough. I'll tell you right now, as someone who is a part of the films and everything, or the
part of
series,
SG1.
It's very hard as a screenwriter, as a producer, as anything, to continue anything, especially these days where most continuations are, sad to say, garbage. You know, I'm not going to say anything as far as the Stargate continuations, but if you were to start anew and not relate to the shows at all, then you kind of have to take that cut, right? You have to literally say no to everything, or you have to be acceptable to a few different things, you know? And so where does that line get drawn, right? What do you bring back from the originals, or what do you not, right? So it's a very tough thing, you know? It's a very, very strong, tough thing, you know? Like, I'd love to be brought back as Orlin, but hey, that probably won't happen because I've ascended, I've done my thing, you know?
Into the old folks'
But again,
home.
we would love, you know, maybe they ascend me back down and they descend me back to my body, and then I wake up
Once
again and bam, the boop 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 goes the boop 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 boop.
What, are you in a vending machine? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, exactly. But again, right, it's I will just say, not trying to hate on anything that you're saying, Kevin. I love that idea. I'm just saying that it's very hard as a creator of a show that obviously has so many fans, so much background, so much lore, so much actual, you know, now real life conspiracy and everything, you know, it's, you know, I just looked up, and the Stargate movie came out a year before I was even born. And then I just so happened to be a part of it years later, you know? And so it's, again, the way that our world has changed with UAPs, aliens, everything, which we all know that's basically the Stargate vibe and the lore and everything. How do we actually tie that in to what was before, when people weren't so open to that, right? So it's, as a writer, it's how do you bring everything back? How do you bring Teal'c? How do you bring Jackson? How do you bring Carter? For me, specifically for me, I would say it would almost have to be a direct cutoff where you don't involve that at all. Maybe it's some shady black book project that all of a sudden a new team is put onto, and then they start looking into it, because again, it's very touchy these days as far as bringing something back. You'd have to have different characters, the way that the the film industry works these days. It's just interesting. I'm very interested to see what it's going to look like, because again, for myself, being an actor, whatever, growing up here in Vancouver, one of the only projects that most people wanted to be a part of were the Stargate series. It didn't matter if it was Atlantis, whatever. They all filmed here. We all knew someone who was on it. We all were a part of it. Well, maybe not all, but I was lucky enough to be a part of it. And yeah, so it's very interesting because again, through the lore, through the Atlantis, through the universe, through the SG-1, there's so much that they can touch on, they can reiterate on, they can do whatever. But again, if they're able to successfully do a new series without even bothering with the first few, I think that's going to be the best look, where yes, you can have those cameos. Yes, you can have those people back. But again, the minute that you bring those people back, you are tying yourself to that lore and that storyline and that everything. So it's
I certainly don't. Yeah, I don't envy Martin and the writers that they're going to hire to walk that tightrope that you're describing, Cameron. It's you want it to be in the same universe. It's got to feel familiar, but also it's got to be its own story. It's going to have its own characters. It's going to have its own setting.
Precisely.
And that's I imagine, I'm speculating, but I imagine that's part of why it took Amazon 3.5 years to figure out what they were going to do with Stargate. It's because it's a tightrope and they're going to have to figure out how to walk it.
And as you folks, as everyone who's watching this has proved, there's a very avid fan base. Like anytime I go to a Comic-Con or whatever because of Twilight or X-Men, there's always some Stargate people. And I love my Stargate people when they show up and they're like, I remember you as young Orland. And I'm like, yeah, like I love that because again, I grew up like my crazy stories. I met Amanda on an airplane flying back from like LA to Vancouver at one point. She was pregnant at the time and she was more than happy enough to take a photo with me as me being like a hero, like, this is a Vancouver legend. And then like 6 months later, I basically played her love, which was
you and older women, man, you've established a pedigree for sure with some of the best. Oh, come on, I gotta rib you a little bit. Come on.
Yeah, okay. But no, sorry, I guess I like my women older. But no, I mean, Amanda Tapping's a pretty good like love life. What can I say? No, but at the end of the day, it comes down to it's just that where it's they have so much potential in my mind as far as making Stargate great again, I guess you could say. For lack of better terms. But it's something that, again, as I said, growing up around Vancouver and everything in the film industry, we always wanted to be a part of the Stargate. And the fact that there's another one coming out is, it's huge for me, even just as a fan and someone who hopefully can be in it,
Absolutely.
They have literally the entire universe to work on.
Yeah. It only makes sense that sooner or later they're going to pull a thread here and there. One of the advantages of setting Atlantis in the Pegasus galaxy was cutting them off from everything. You had the starting bits, and then they moved it on out to a completely different region of space. And I think that if they're smart, they will do the same thing again. I can't remember who I was talking to, if they were on here or not. I've had so many conversations about this, but if you look at the nature of each series, its cornerstone is discovery in a different place. It's just the last one was always a different place. So I would think that we would skip that notion to our peril if we were so dismissive of it. And I do think that Joe's Chevron 8 locked is no accident. So it's going to be interesting to see.
You got to use the Stargate. It's got to be a show about using the Stargate to go places.
In the name. Yeah.
for myself, I mean, one of the biggest things, I've always been a very historical person and actually learning, and I feel like it's interesting because, of course, the original SG-1 and everything, it has these very like nuanced, actual lore and historical based religion based things, which we have, the Norse, the gods, the so on, the everything, the Egyptians, whatever, they were all from a different world and then they got pulled to different worlds, so on and so forth,
Yeah.
whereas we still today, we as human beings do not understand our past, and so I think that's another thing that it's, you know, for us here in Canada, where we filmed it first. I would imagine nowadays, now that we're thinking about everything else as far as the industry, blah 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 blah, there'd be more like native connections, Native American. How do we bring this really to the natives and the people that grew up on this land, survived on this land, so on and so there's more or less what I'm saying, long story short, is there's more for them to touch on as far as if they do it properly, they can very much tie this into, again, this kind of modern mystique into, you know, aliens and everything, where nowadays people are much more savvy to, UAPs and UFOs, or used to be called UFOs, but now UAPs, so on and so forth. And I'm a very firm believer that there's no way that we are the sole intelligent beings on a planet here in a
Something's
vast
happening. Something's happening.
universe, and if you believe in the Big Bang, then it's moving outwards and we're like here. So if everything outwards is tens of thousands of years older than us, then how is there not somebody else? So again, there's so much for them to touch on that they can still use within the Stargate realm, but as well tie into kind of the conspiracy, the mysteria, the, enlightening, maybe one might say, about our now world that we live in. It's much different with cell phones, cameras, whatever, like, film specifically is so much different these days, and being original film these days is so few and far between that, if anyone, I trust Malozzi, I trust all these guys that they will do something good. But we'll see, and I think it's amazing because I don't think I've ever seen a project or anything that has actually, like, I feel like you guys revived this, like the fans, the people. You shake your head there, David, but I mean, come on now. Like, you guys had a play in this. You guys told Amazon this needs to happen. This needs, and it does, So
yeah.
I'll
Martin's
stop
also
now.
been working hard for a very long time.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's.
I'm just
it's
saying
going
I'll
to-
stop now. But yeah, you guys, like,
it's
there are
to
so
their
many
advantage.
people that have done like God's work to make this happen, and that's that, right?
Jeez. Yeah.
It's
Kevin-
only to Amazon's advantage to pay attention. Pay attention to
it.
what fans want, and we have not gone away, and we are not going away.
Yeah. Kevin, can you stick around for a second?
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Switch out with Jeremy for me. Jeremy has been the back end to this whole thing, and it's Kevin, minimize for me, please. And I just wanted to thank you, buddy, for being so patient, and thank you for sticking around here and being our guy who got us through this whole thing. So
Thank you, Jeremy. Thank you
we
so
really-
much.
My pleasure.
We really appreciate you. What are
An
you
event
looking
like this is such a heavy lift.
Yeah. What are you looking forward to?
Well, the first thing that comes to mind is Martin pretty much was the guy behind Atlantis. And Atlantis is my favorite of the series. In fact, he wrote several of my favorite episodes, including Siege Part 3, Be All My Sins Remembered, some of the other like heavy ship-based ones. So I love me a ship. Man, it's not quite as cool as the intro that you did, David, but just imagine like
I recognize that toilet seat. Look at
Yes.
the camera. Well played.
I have my little Ori ship.
There you go. Man, oh man.
And my Atlantis back there that I had made. So
That's all. We
Describing
gamers.
it as the toilet bowl is.
It is that is a very old description, but I say it fondly because I do love the design.
Yeah.
We three gamers outnumber the one non-gamer in this room, I must say. So, Cameron, I've got your Twitch stream up. Papa Kriggs is offline, but what is Papa Kriggs mainly playing right now, my friend?
Oh God. Actually, I've been on Tarkov right now, so.
Oh,
I've been
excuse me.
playing
How do I spell that?
Sweaty games.
Tarkov.
Same
Who's the
handle?
non-gamer?
Tarkov.
Who's the non-gamer?
It's just it's
You, Darren.
I got to get off this
I-
stream so I can go play
I
No
now
Man's
know
Sky.
you're
There's
not
a
a
new
gamer.
expedition.
No, yeah.
Well, I would promote it, but I can't find it, buddy. You want to say?
No,
send it to
you're
me?
good.
Sorry,
no,
man.
It's Escape from Tarkov. No.
Oh, that's the game.
Yeah. The
Okay.
game. No, yeah. No, I mean, I'm here for Stargate, man.
Okay.
All I know is I remember, where's the game? Where's the game that you and I were talking about there, David?
You know,
That's what I want to hear about.
We'll see. We'll see.
We'll see.
So,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah. So.
Well,
It just had something to do with Stargate. That's all I can say.
I have got so many irons in the fire. Please, Jeremy, save my ass.
I mean, Cameron, it's a pleasure to meet you virtually. Been a big fan of yours since X-Men 3, and I'm a twihard as well. Not ashamed to say it. You look pretty killer with red eyes. And obviously Stargate SG-1. So it's awesome to meet you. But man, Stargate, like, I'm just kind of just sitting here being like, wow. Like I was telling my boss, he's also a big Stargate fan, and we're just kind of sitting there being like, what the heck is coming next? But like I said earlier, I mean, with Martin behind the wheel, I'm pretty confident. I mean, I didn't get into Stargate until probably season 8 was on live, and I kind of watched seasons 1 through 7 on DVD while watching season 8 live, so it was kind of disjointed a little bit. But then watched Atlantis and like fell in love with Atlantis and the Daedalus and the Wraith, and then season 9 with SG-1 and the Ori. I mean, I love the Ori. I mean, no offense to Mr. Orlin over there, but I love the visual language behind the Ori.
It's very pretty.
Yeah, the flying toilet seat, got
Yes,
it.
we got it.
But I love how it looks, and a quick funny story. I was on vacation when the Pegasus project came out, and I was so upset that I wouldn't be able to watch it live. So I asked my mom to try and record it on a VHS tape.
This is a crossover episode. Yeah.
Yeah, but she couldn't figure out the VHS stuff, so I had to wait till I got home from my road trip. And it was like 3 a.m. when I got home, and I still watched the Pegasus project. And when the Supergate came alive and nuked that Ori ship, I was like, I cheered so loud.
Very cool sequence, yeah.
I think I woke up the whole house because I was cheering so loud.
Yeah.
Yeah,
those
that's
things
a Brad
were
Wright special.
Yeah.
Those things were damn near indestructible.
That was a 3-pointer for sure.
Yeah, but I'm super stoked.
Well, even for me, like, I just appreciate everyone that liked me to be in the show and everything. But I was a fan of the show before anything, especially again, as I think I said earlier, growing up in the film industry in the Vancouver area, you kind of always wanted to be a part of the Stargate universe, not universe, but like literally any one of those shows you wanted to be a part of because they were amazing. And like, I was a fan for sure. And again, for me, it was even years later when I was on all these other projects, I would be in, like, I remember a funny actor story. I ran into the whole crew of Atlantis in Australia. And I met Paul McGilligan and all these people for the first time in some weird, like,
Separated.
fan event in Australia where I was a part of Twilight, and I was like, yeah, these guys are all from Vancouver, and we're like, yeah, and we partied, we had a good time and everything, and then 10 months later, all of a sudden, I'm in the movie with the show with them. It was so crazy, and it was one of those things again where it really, like, I feel like most people around here should feel privileged to be a part of that show. Because again, I've watched plenty of sci-fi, whatever. Yeah, of course I love sci-fi, but for me, Stargate will always have a part in my heart that it's just different. It hits different. The lore, the history, the everything, again. So yeah, it's to see it being rebooted, to see again everyone's passion here about it is crazy. Like it's if I were to look at this as myself as like a filmmaker or a showmaker, I would only dream for this kind of support. So again, all I can hope is that the people in the places of power do this properly because it's you're gonna have a lot of angry people if you don't. That's all I'll say.
God. Cameron, thank you for coming in and hanging out with everybody. I appreciate that you're in our orbit. I'm so glad that we've managed to connect, and we've got some stuff that we're working on, and you may not say anything. So, all right, buddy. Thanks,
Okay.
pal.
Thanks for being here.
Good to meet
Well,
you.
thanks again, everyone, for having me. Yeah, you guys have a great night. And yeah, again, if I can do anything to help the process, let me know.
As George Costanza said, I am aware of you. All right. Thanks, brother. Kevin, come on back in. Kevin, there he is. Hey, pal.
Hey.
We've reached the end of the line, guys. Thank you so much for making this possible. Darren, save me.
3 days in a row of marathon live streaming. Thank you, David.
You're welcome.
But even more, thank you to David's team. Kevin and Jeremy and Summer and everybody else from Dial the Gate who's made this happen. Not just tonight, but through 3 days. When David and I found out that there was new Stargate coming last week, one of the first things that we decided was once the news is out, we got to celebrate. We got to go big, and we got to give other fans a chance to come on and talk about it and celebrate because we've been waiting for almost 15 years for this milestone. So we've had these marathon streams on both channels, and it's been so much fun. So much fun seeing you guys, seeing everybody's talent, everybody's art, everybody's costumes, reuniting with old friends, making new friends, and it's really kind of it's been like a mini convention, right? It's been distilling Stargate fandom into this little group. But you know what? We have a road ahead still. We have if you're a content creator, we have a lot of work to do. But if you're a fan, there's a lot of fun to be had.
That's right.
And it's going to start with Dial the Gate tomorrow morning. Conversation with Michael Shanks, which will be live streamed on the Wormhole X-Tremists channel on YouTube. So go and look that up. 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern on Saturday with Michael Shanks. And then, David, you want to talk about what we're doing next week as well?
Well, I do want to cover it. Michael is not the only one who's going to be appearing on Wormhole X-Tremists tomorrow. I am also privileged to have on. Let me pull up the details here really quick. Just a second, please. Stephen Culp, who played Henry Wallace in Stargate Atlantis, the episode Miller's Crossing. He's going to be joining us 2 p.m. Pacific time Saturday as well. On the 24th, Monday of November, we are going to have Jenny Stiven back, and she is going to take a victory lap.
It's time for State of the Gate.
Yes,
Jenny's done State of the Gate with us for multiple times over many years, talking about how these things work in the industry, how the entertainment industry works. In some cases, talking us off the ledge when we got down in the dumps about there not being any Stargate and Amazon doesn't seem to care, and what's MGM doing, and how long is this sale going to take? And now it's time for us to have one more State of the Gate with Jenny and take a victory lap.
That's it exactly. Yeah, so we hope you can join us. there's a lot still to do, and the job of archiving is never done. So there's always another story to hear. So thank you all for making this possible, and I appreciate everyone for putting up with my technical difficulties and my downed channels. You know, the crew are safe. The ship is meh. So if I can borrow from Kirk, sorry about your ship, but c'est la vie. So we're sticking around. Whenever that thing decides to come back on,
we'll get it back.
We'll be there for it. So, Darren, can I close this out?
Please do.
All right, man.
Let me just say thanks to everybody in the chat. Thanks to people who have shown up. We've had over 200 people consistently for the last 2 hours in GateWorld's chat. So glad to have you all here. Thanks to the mods, both the Dial the Gate and the new GateWorld mods, who have been pitching in. I'm not gonna get everybody if I try, but Lockwatcher,
I will do that. I will do that.
Raj Luthra, you've got a list. Thank you guys. It's been so much fun.
Yeah, absolutely. My production team has been critical to pulling this off. Jeremy has been particularly critical in pulling this off this week, so thank you, sir. And my producer, Kevin Weaver, thanks, buddy. I'm glad you're in my corner as well. Thanks so much to my production team. Additionally, we've got Anthony Rowling, Summer Roy, and Bryce Ors. You met so many of them this week. My moderators, Anthony, Jeremy, Kevin, Lockwatcher, Marsha, Raj, and Jacob. Eagle SG, Matt Wilson, for his opening sequences. And you're going to see some pretty amazing stuff this week. And to Frederick Marcoux at Concepts Web, who keeps dialthegate.com up and running. I was going to announce this special thing that I have this coming week, but I think I'm going to keep it in my back pocket. And I will say, keep an eye on Dial the Gate Thanksgiving Day in the United States. So Thursday. There has been something that I've been wanting to do for a long time. And if you've reached this point in the show and you're really dedicated to the franchise and what it is that we're trying to do, I could use a little bit of help perhaps with extracting some of the music from the channels that exist in the DVDs and the Blu-rays, but not just extracting them. They exist with some elements of the background. The music plate and the background plate were tied together. So if you take that line out, you usually get, if they're outside, say, at the beginning of Tangent, you get birds tweeting. I don't have a lot of experience with AI, and I'm wondering if there is any kind of technology that would assist us in making Joel's music a little bit more accessible, but only with just a few pieces, because most of it is already set. So if you know what I'm talking about and you think you can assist with this technologically, email me in the next day or so here at dialthegateshow@gmail.com, because I have a task that needs completed and rather quickly. Darren, you and I, we have been inundated with offers for help. And so I just want to give a shout out to all of those whom I have not answered yet. I am aware of you. And in the next day or so here, I'm going to start responding to all these messages. I haven't had a chance to thank anybody who has congratulated us for having a show again. So that's been a big deal.
It's been so much fun. People have been coming out of the woodwork in Fandom since Wednesday. We put out a call on that first live stream on Wednesday for help for Dial the Gate and for GateWorld.
And they're still doing it.
A ton of messages. I've emailed a bunch of people back, but not everybody. So thank you. Where can they reach you if they're interested in helping out, Dave?
dialthegateshow@gmail.com. Do I have my interstitial here? I do not. So yes, that's it. And I sincerely appreciate it, folks. I know a lot of you have emailed me. I will email all of you. I'm ignoring friends right now, or I'm sure they think that that's the case. It's not the case. It's just taking me a little bit longer to get used to this set of this new paradigm. So not going to belabor it anymore. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you, Jeremy. Appreciate you guys. And join us on Wormhole Extremists for Michael Shanks tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific. Subscribe so you can ask your questions to Michael for free. And we'll get you underway. That's Darren. I'm David. I'll see you on
There
the
he
other
is.
side. Bye, guys.